Okay, we ready? So good morning, everyone. Michael Haas here, Executive Director for PNCI. Really excited to have everybody here this morning with us for our industry outreach event to honor our graduates from our program. And before we get started, just a couple of quick housekeeping things. So there's been a request to record the session today by some parents of some of our new graduates. So obviously we're excited to do that for them. And also, we want to leave the chat open the whole time. And we're just going to ask that the chat that you have, that obviously if you have questions for the panelists specifically about the presentation, that's fine. But really leave the chat kind of to being able to give each other shout outs and recognize all the great work that both our new graduates, right, and our team has done. So with that, I just want to let all of you know, first and foremost, how very, very proud we are of you here at PNCI. And there's no doubt, right, that we would love to be with you in person today to celebrate this. So the new graduates that we're recognizing would have graduated by March of earlier this year, right? And we obviously plan to have our annual event in April like we always do. And due to COVID, right, we kept on kind of bumping it out, 60 days at a time. And we finally got to the point in August when we're like, you know what, it's not, the COVID is not going away. And we're going to do a virtual ceremony to celebrate you. So here we are. This is, we're making history again here at PNCI in this virtual celebration. So I really want to give a shout out to you though. Obviously, we talk a lot here at PNCI about the importance of demonstrating a growth mindset. And you have done that, right? And for those of you who may be listening in that aren't super familiar with apprenticeship programs, just to kind of put this in perspective, most apprentices that get into programs, and this is across the United States, there's about a 50% washout rate in that first year. So for these men and women who have put their head down and worked hard over the last 4 years, graduating from a state approved union apprenticeship program, it's a feat, right? It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of perseverance. And the thing that's really exciting about this is that you really now are on your way to the next level, right? That's why they call it a journey level worker. So with that, I'm really, really excited to have everybody here today. And it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. Right after we recognize our sponsors. All right, so our sponsors, every year they come up in a big way. And without the help and support of our locals and our contractors and our suppliers, there's no way that we can have an event like this. So I really, really want to make sure that everybody recognizes, and you can light them up in the chat if you see them, how much we appreciate their support so that we can have a really, really nice event for you today. So thanks to our sponsors. Big shout out to you. And we cover, actually, for those of you who don't know, we have 5 training centers that cover over 151,900 square feet of training space. So it's my pleasure to introduce Lisa Ransom. Lisa is our guest speaker today, and she is Oregon's new Director of Apprenticeship and Training Division, the ATD, for the Oregon Bureau of Labor and Industries, BOLI. Most recently, she led the southern region of the Helmets to Hard Hats program. BOLI bridges the gap between businesses, workers, and education, partners to support opportunities for great jobs and a dependable, qualified workforce through excellent apprenticeship programs. In the next several years, Lisa will work to expand Oregon apprenticeship to new industries and increase the number of women, people of color, people in rural communities, and veterans who enroll and graduate from the Oregon Apprenticeship Program. So I actually had the opportunity to meet Lisa like 3 or 4 years ago now at a Women Builds Nations conference in Chicago. And Lisa, it is so nice to have you here as our Director for Apprenticeship. And we're really, really excited for what you have in store for us for the years to come. So without further ado, Lisa Ransom.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you for extending the invite for BOLI to participate. in this virtual graduation. These are precarious times that we're living in, but we have to make do. This year, we honored the birthday of my beloved Marine Corps, and we gave honor to military service members. And I would like to personally thank you, all of the graduates who served honorably. Now, let's get the formalities out of the way. I am Lisa Ransom and a proud veteran of the Marine Corps, and I am the new director of the Apprenticeship and Training Division. Well, here we are. I want to ask you to take a moment just to reflect upon your first day of your apprenticeship. Now think about what you were doing prior to making the decision to seek out a new career that's different and fulfilling. Were you thinking about how you were going to spend this one odd and precarious life you've been issued? Whether you're going to spend it trying to look good or creating the illusion that you have power over people and circumstances, or whether you were going just to taste it and enjoy it and find out the truth about who you are. Did it sometimes feel as if you were chasing life, as if you were like a greyhound running around a track, chasing that mechanical rabbit, only to find that it wasn't alive? It had no spirit. It was fake. Fake doesn't feed anything. Only spirit feeds spirit, much in the same way that only your own blood type can sustain you. Now look where you are. Congratulations to you all. You did it. You've reached the coveted level of journeyman. Now what? What does that mean? What does that entail? Journeyman is defined as a worker skilled in a given building trade or craft who has successfully completed an official apprenticeship qualification. They are considered competent and authorized to work in that field as a qualified employer. Now, how does that sound to you? But that's what journeyman means, but that's not who you are or who you represent to PNCI. You're a leader in an industry with over 3 million workers as a journeyman. As a journeyman, you are a mentor who is equipped with the knowledge and skills to not only be the example to the apprentices that will look to you for guidance, but also to your peers whom you know would greatly benefit from the knowledge of the tremendous opportunity that you've been afforded in order to be a journeyman. As a journeyman, you are responsible for enhancing or developing cultural intelligence to be adaptable to multicultural situations so that everyone around you knows you value their inherent worth. And in closing, I like to reflect again upon the word journeyman, root word being journey. I encourage you to never forget who you were and why you started and completed this part of your life's journey of not only becoming a carpenter, a millwright, a pile driver, interior exterior specialist, a scaffold erector, a drywall finisher or taper, or a trade show exhibit worker, but you're a leader. And as a leader, I challenge you. As a leader, I challenge you to be courageous as you challenge yourself and others to build a work environment that includes everyone. As a leader, I challenge you to value a wide range of perspectives and contributions. As a leader, I challenge you to maintain a deep and abiding curiosity about your craft and to continue to seek to build upon your knowledge base. As a leader, I challenge you to foster collaboration and give voice to those who may require additional support. As a leader, I challenge you to embrace this current season of your life. As a leader, I challenge you to know that sometimes it's okay to step back and admit that you're ridiculous. I do it all the time. But also as a leader, I challenge you to be patient with yourself and with others, because after all, it is a journey. I wish you all peace, a successful and long-lasting career, and continued good health. Thank you very much.
Well, Lisa, that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for the special message to our new graduates. It's really great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And congratulations to you all.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. So next up, Mr. Sam Moles, right? Sam is our most senior experience coordinator here at PNCI. And Sam has the opportunity here, and he's super excited to announce our Apprentices of the Year. And I want to, kind of give a shout out again to our sponsor, to Kenny Gemma with the Spears Company, that donated the nice gifts for our Apprentices of the Year. So I want to make this announcement right now, before we bring Sam up, that make sure that if you're present today, right, for our Apprentices of the Year and all of our graduates, make sure that we have the correct address on file for you. Okay, because we are going to be mailing out, right, your certificate and some other goodies for you later on this week. So make sure that you have your correct address. All right, Mr. Sam Moles, you're up to announce our Apprentices of the Year.
All right, thank you, Mike. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sam Moles with Pacific Northwest Carpenter Institute. At this time, we would like to acknowledge the Apprentices of the Year. These apprentices, who are now journey workers, were chosen by their respective JTC committees based on attendance, grades, on-the-job performance, and attitude. Although all of our apprentices do an amazing job, these specific individuals stood out by continuously going the extra mile. If any of the Apprentices of the Year would like to speak upon the presentation of your award, please raise your hand after the announcement of your name. Adriana De Dios, Southern Oregon. Hi, I'm Adriana De Dios. I'm from Northern California, then moved to Southern Oregon after high school. I heard about the Carpenters Union during Job Corps. My carpentry instructors taught their students that there is a better path. Here we are today. I would like to thank the positive people I've worked with. A great leader is somebody who helps you get to a better place doing things right. A great leader works next to you, not in front of you. A great leader is one that celebrates your strength, not your weakness. Sharice Cardwell, Millwright Apprentice of the Year. Sharice has really enjoyed her time as a millwright apprentice at PNCI. She found the program to be both challenging and rewarding. She especially likes the hands-on component of her chosen career. She loves taking things apart and, more importantly, figuring out how to put them back together. Sharice completed the program in 4 years and is graduating with a 4.0 GPA. Sharice personifies the hard work and dedication that drives her industry forward. When not working, Sharice likes hiking and hanging out with friends. Colin Tomini, Mid-Valley EIS. Prior to joining the UBC, Colin served 5 years as an officer in the U.S. Army. While in the Army, Colin spent 2 years in Iraq and earned 2 Bronze Star medals. He joined the United Brotherhood of Carpenters in January of 2017, when he was hired as a utility worker in WPI's Eugene warehouse. He was accepted into the apprenticeship program a few months later and has worked for WPI ever since. Dylan McHard, Portland Carpenters. Since joining the Carpenters Union, Dylan has enjoyed going to his apprenticeship classes. To say that they taught him a thing or two would be a definite understatement. He has made good friends and is firm in the belief that joining the trade was one of the best choices he's made. Karev Reeve, Mid-Valley Carpenter. The beginning of my apprenticeship was bumpy, as I'm sure it was for most of us. I have learned so much in the last 4 years and am proud of most of it. I have much to look forward to in my career and still plenty to learn. I look forward to all the adventures another 30 years in this brotherhood might bring. Patrick Myers, Eastern Oregon. As soon as I turned 18, I signed up for the union because I knew that college wasn't right for me. I preferred to work with my hands, and being able to learn skills on the job was appealing to me. In between going to work and taking my apprenticeship classes, I was also taking continuing education classes to learn more so I could wrap my head around what was going on at the job site. I am very thankful for this opportunity, and I'm very grateful for all the hardships and great times I have had being in this trade. Chantel Chase, Idaho. Born in Boise and raised in New Plymouth, Idaho, I started the carpentry apprenticeship in 2015 in Fairbanks, Alaska. Local 1243. I completed 4 years of schooling before I relocated to Boise, Idaho, local 635. Carpentry helps me be able to pursue my passions and live life to the fullest. It is why I am able to be a dog musher and an author in my spare time. I would encourage my fellow carpenters to listen, be willing to learn and problem solve, and never give up. Colin Goodson, Portland, EIS. I am married to an awesome woman named Maureen, and we have 4 kids. I began as a utility for the Harvard Company in September of 2015, and that December I started in the apprenticeship program. I have been with Harvard throughout the entirety of my career. I do mostly framing and rocking, but I have built some small ceilings also. All right, so here's our new journey level carpenters. As previously stated, we sincerely thank all of you for showing up today to honor the most recent graduates from PNCI. But most importantly, we want to acknowledge the graduates themselves, for without their continued efforts to succeed in all kinds of life struggles and career path challenges, this day would not be happening. To the graduates, it's been an unpredictable year to say the least. I can tell you this though, it has been an amazing experience to work with you throughout your apprenticeship, especially the last 12 months. This last year, I have witnessed hard work, diligence, and grit. But most importantly, your unbelievable character is what stands out the most. And that is what I'll never forget. For us that have been around a while, we can rest easy one day, knowing that the members coming behind us will take the torch and run with it. And you all will take this organization further than any of us thought possible. So for that, we thank you. I would like to digress back to the word character. Each of these new journey workers was asked what completing the apprenticeship means to them. Their answer is posted with their picture in the slide. Without further ado, the most recent completion class of the Pacific Northwest Carpenters Institute. Renee Angel. Jesus Angulo. Taylor Blair. Justin Brown. Justin Callender. Sharice Cardwell. Jessica Carter. Chantel Chase. Michelle Colson. Michael Congdon. Dave Curry. Matt DeFern. Adriana De Dios. John Dickerson. Matthew Draper. Zachary Duncan. Tobias Edom. Nathan Erickson. Jesse Fontaine. Alex Fox. Kyle Francis. Garrett Gilstad. Ogniel Gonzalez. Colin Goodson. Michael J. Gray. Dan Gunderson. Colby Harkins. Andrew Hayes. Jenny Witzel. Ronald Hurlbut Jr. Elisha Jones. Sean Kinglove Waldo. Cody Cook. Nikita Criney. David S. Kritzer. Tyler Long. Chris Lowry. Molly Monza. Silrock Maroc. James McClure. Dylan McHarg. Brando McNichols. Sarah Monteith. Patrick Myers. Stefan Ovchinnikov. Esteban Paleo. Neil Pettigrew. Cody Powell. Yoandri Ramirez. Skyler Rayner. Anthony Tyler Reed. Karev Reeve. Sarah Roberts. Ias Rojo Eslava. Nate Runyon. Samuel Russell. Keith Shanton. Marvin Schramm. Derek Smed. Russell Spees. Darren Sullivan. Jeremy Sirek. Tony Tingley. Colin Tomini. Trevor Tyree. Bryson Veray. Diesi Blanco Ventura. Alberto Villegas. Michael G. Volpe. TJ Wolbert. Nathan Wolfberg. Sister Sarah Wolff. Dylan C. Yonker. All right, folks, that was our most recent completion class of the Pacific Northwest Carpenter Institute. Dale, you're up next.
Hey, Sam, thank you so much. And I really appreciate that. And before we kind of move on, I just want to kind of wrap up and summarize here a little bit with folks that we've recognized. So first and foremost, our Apprentices of the Year. This is not an easy award to win by any stretch of the imagination. And what makes it really tough is we have so many outstanding apprentices in our program that it's always tough, right, to pick an Apprentice of the Year. But to those of you who received this amazing award, we're so very proud of you. And I really want to give a shout out to all of our graduates as well that we just recognized. I've been fortunate in that I've been able to get out and spend some time with our contractors here and do a little bit of training with them. And I've heard on several occasions from contractors that have been with us for many years that we have the best apprentices in our program today that they have ever seen since they've been part of our union partnership. And that's a huge compliment, right? That's a gigantic compliment to you, obviously to your desire, to your work ethic, right? To your ability to adapt. I mean, COVID has changed everything for us, right? And so just want to make sure all of you know how proud I am of you and the hard work that you put in. We have close to 260 graduates, I think, that we were going to recognize, earlier in April. This is that class. And for those of you who were able to show up today, I'm so glad that you're here. I've been watching the chat on the side, and I got to tell you, it just warms my heart to see all the support and the positive comments that are coming up in the chat for you. So the recognition that you're receiving today is absolutely well deserved, and we're really proud of you. Okay, so we've got some awards coming up here now. Daniel, if you can kind of start queuing those up. I just want to talk about these two awards before we name our recipients. So these awards go back many years, right? And you'll see the BJ Cummings Award recognizes the outstanding contractor for their support in the JTC. And as well as the Del Dvorak Award Senior recognizes the outstanding labor support. So I met Bruce Cummings a couple times earlier in my career, but we have a couple of historical kind of recognition plaques that we put up back in 2016, because these folks, this award has been around so long. I'm like, hey, a lot of people don't know BJ Cummings and Del Dvorak. Let's put together kind of a momentum for them. And so Charlene Getchell, our special projects coordinator that handles our media publications, this was one of her first projects that she took on. And when you're in the training center, I want you to take the time to make sure to go over to these recognition plaques that are to the right of the tool cages and read about both Bruce Cummings and Del Dvorak Sr. I know that Bruce sat on our JATC for like 20 years as a volunteer, right? And that what's really cool about Bruce is that when we did the build out of the amazing facility that we have today, he was one of the 3 contractors that were selected bid, and Bruce Cummings was the contractor selected. So we have a facility that is second to none, right, in terms of the design and the architecture and all the hard work. And I just saw, Jeff give a shout out right now. Jeff is one of our instructors here and had on the EIS side and had an opportunity to work on the facility back in the day. So we're certainly proud of our long-standing relationship with him. And Del Dvorak Sr., right? You guys all know Del Dvorak Jr., being the outstanding rep that he is with our foreman training and all that. Well, his dad and I were on the executive board at our local way back in the day. And again, another outstanding person who sat on our JATC for many, many, many years, right, as a volunteer. And so this award, when we select this every year, it's a really, really big deal to us. And it's always an honor for me, right, to have an opportunity to present this award on an annual basis. So we're going to go ahead and get to that right now. But I wanted to take a few minutes with you since we're a little bit ahead of schedule to talk about the importance of these 2 awards and the significance they are to us here at PNCI. So first up, we have the BJ Cummings Award. It's my pleasure, right? Before I read Alex's bio to you, I want to give Alex a shout out and tell you a little bit about how Alex and I met. So back in 2013, when I came to work here, I was working on this EIS training, basically contract requirement, right? And the idea was to go out and get the contractors rallied up, to take advantage of the training and make sure that all the EIS members got this 2-class requirement kind of done. And it was a struggle getting this up and running. And I know when I first reached out to Alex, he was really super involved in a pretty technical project out at Intel. And he's like, I'm going to get back to you. Right. And he got through that project. And when Alex got back to me, I think I came out and did 1 class for him on a Saturday for his team of carpenters out there. And we sat down afterwards and he said, you know what, I'm all in, look out, because I'm going to use the heck out of you. And I think we went through probably about a year where we talked every week and we were setting classes up out there for AJ, and Alex was such a big part of that. Right. And then from there, I believe he was involved on some level with our JATC, but from there, his involvement and commitment has just grown over the years. And Alex, we certainly appreciate the support that you give us at the JTC, and we're super, super proud of you. John Jellum, our coordinator down there, was a big advocate for nominating you for this award. So with that, I'm gonna read your bio. But again, congratulations, brother. So Alex started in the trades in 1993, building cabinets and framing houses in Salem. He is a general superintendent for Anning Johnson Portland. His most memorable project was the Oregon Ducks locker room next to Autzen Stadium. It was the first large-scale project he supervised. The trades have been very challenging, but of all the experiences and training made me a better person and a family man. It forced me to grow up faster than I wanted, and I hope my legacy will talk more about the people I helped build rather than the buildings I had the privilege to be part of. So Alex, let's give him a shout out in the chat. Alex, we're so proud of you, and we certainly appreciate your help. And we're looking forward to many more years of your support with this. So have a great day today, brother, and enjoy your family. All right, next up, Pat Davis. Wow. So Pat Davis, I actually met back in probably 1999. And I know Pat's history goes with the Carpenters, go back way further than that. But Pat has most recently supported us and served us on the statewide apprenticeship committee. And he has announced his retirement. It won't become official until September. But from the very first moment I met Pat, it was true to me that here is a man that is committed, right, to the labor movement, period. End of the day, right? And every time that I've had a conversation with Pat over the years, right, every single time we've talked about his passion around apprenticeship. So Pat, we are so honored today to have you with us. We had a chance to have a brief kind of a check-in and conversation last night. I hadn't heard your voice in a while. So Pat, we thank you for the many, many, many years of service and the multiple hats that you've worn, in terms of, the hats that you've worn for the council, obviously your support with our apprenticeship programs, not only, as a JATC member over there in the Eastern Oregon Committee for all those years, but certainly your presence on the statewide committee has been felt and appreciated over the years. So with that, Pat, I'm going to read your bio, but again, it's so nice to have you here with us today. And we're so fortunate to have had you on our side and our team and lobbying for apprenticeship for all these years. So Pat graduated from Wetumpka High School and attended Lane Community College and graduated from the Oregon-Washington Carpenters Apprenticeship Training Center as a journeyman. Pat worked on many large construction projects before being elected as a business manager for the United Brotherhood of Carpenters local union based in Eastern Oregon. He's also held the position of regional manager for the Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters for Oregon, Southwest Washington, and Southern Idaho. At the time of his retirement, he was political director for the Pacific Northwest Council of Carpenters for Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana. So again, Pat, a special shout out to you as well as your family. And you enjoy the Saturday here when we wrap up. And I hope that our paths will cross soon so that we can get together. But again, thank you so much for so many years of great service with us. All right. So we'll talk again soon. Okay. John Schrainer. All right. So talking about history here a little bit. John and I actually sat on the executive committee with Del DeVark Sr. back in the day. And I met John when I came to work for the training center as a recruitment coordinator back in 1998. And John has been with us as a coordinator. If you can believe it, he just retired officially last February. And John had been with us for 20 years. And John, if you're listening in, we were so excited to have the opportunity to recognize you at our regular, gala event back in April. But unfortunately, due to COVID, we couldn't all get together like we usually do. But I'm so glad that you were able to make it today. And there's no doubt, you talk about somebody who's passionate and committed to apprenticeship. Well, you're not going to find anybody who's more committed and passionate about apprenticeship for John Schrainer. And John, in your capacity here as a coordinator, as a mentor, as a coach, right, as a strong part of the team here at PNCI, we certainly appreciate all that. And I'm super, super proud and honored in the moment here to read your bio. So John began his career with the UBC on June 6th, 1983. He spent close to 20 years working as a carpenter and a pile driver. In 2001, he was given the coordinator position for the Carpenters EIS, scaffolders, pile drivers, trade show, and had to attend the statewide JATCs. One thing he liked to say, it's funny, the harder I worked, the luckier I got. This quote sums up who John really is. And what a great message for all of our new journey level workers today, right? From you, John. And in the spirit of Mr. Schrainer, we're going to sign off this recognition of you by saying ever forward, right? So John, so proud of you. And again, thank you for all your years of service and enjoy your weekend, brother. We have a wonderful group of trustees here at PNCI. And I tell you that the thing I really appreciate about our trustees the most is they're forward thinking. And it's not like that across the United States. I get a chance to really interface with trustees, or not necessarily trustees, but training directors across our district, right? And we've got a group of trustees that is committed to making sure that we've got the resources and the support to put on the best training that we can for our apprentices and our journey level workers. And so we've got a group here that's dedicated, right, and committed to all of us. And I want to give a special shout out to the two gentlemen in the top of the picture, Galen Looney and Jeremiah Johnson. So Galen obviously representing the contractor side, Galen the labor side. But they're always right there when they're needed, right? And we go through some pretty strict approval processes around here when it comes to big purchases. And sometimes when you found what it is that you want and it's right there and you want to make sure that you get it in a timely manner, there hasn't been a time that I haven't reached out to Galen and Jeremiah, and they're always right there, right back with a text or a phone call or an email. So to Galen and Jeremiah and all our trustees, we certainly appreciate your support. And if you're listening in, when we sign off here, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Okay, our joint apprenticeship training committees, and we have a bunch, right? From Mid-Valley to Eastern Oregon to Portland here to the different committees that we represent. The only way this works, to be honest with you, is to have a dedicated group of individuals that help manage our apprentices through the function of the JTCs. And we are extremely blessed to have both tremendous support, again, on the contractor side, but also from the labor side, right? From the Regional Council of Carpenters here. And, you know, Alex and I were having a brief conversation before today, before the presentation today. And one of the things that Alex pointed out to me that I think is really significant and that I wanted to share with all of you that are on the call is said, you know, with Anning Johnson being a national company, he gets a chance to talk to leadership from across the United States. And every time, you know, Alex engages with them and Alex talks about what we're doing out here in the Pacific Northwest, they're amazed at the amount of collaboration and cooperation and teamwork that goes on between the union and the contractors here. So I'm really, really proud of that, because we get a benefit from that. Our apprentices in our training center, we benefit from this healthy relationship between the contractors and labor. And man, do we got a bunch of super talented, committed, excellent leaders, right? That week in and week out, right? Commit their time to help support our apprentices us here at PNCI. So to all of our JTC members that are out there listening in, we absolutely could not do what we do without your help and support. So thank you very much. So, hey, it's time to honor our veterans, and I want to welcome, you know, Dell to the meeting today. And before you jump on here, brother, I want you to know how much we appreciate your leadership, your enthusiasm, and what you have done with the foreman training across the Pacific Northwest is second to none, right? And I remember you and I got to work on this a little bit back in the day when we were first kind of getting things rolling here. And you know, from that day that we got together and started talking about foreman training, your enthusiasm, your energy, and your commitment has shined. And so with that, we're really thankful for you, Dell. And I know your dad, I know Senior is super, super proud of you if he's listening in today, but you're also, you're being not only a vet yourself, right, but being a champion for our veterans, Dale, and what you have done to pull our veterans together in the support group and the special time that we have to recognize them. On behalf of PNCI, we thank you for that. We're honored to have you on the team here and also on our committees and the statewide. So with that, Dell, you're up, buddy.
Wow, very how humbling is that? Thank you, Michael, for all those kind words. That's you can hear me?
I got you.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for the kind words, Mike. I really appreciate that. And first, you know, like you said earlier, we have an incredible group of apprentices all the way around. Yeah. And but it's my distinct honor to recognize all of our military veteran apprentices that have graduated the program. I guess you probably wonder why it is a distinct honor for me to do that. Well, first of all, foremost, I'm actually third generation. My son is fourth generation military. My grandfather served in the South Pacific in World War II, received a couple Purple Hearts and a Bronze Star. And my dad was in the Marine Corps. I was in the Marine Corps. My son's actually in the Navy right now. So the military, the veteran piece runs right through my blood. And it's been an honor to be a part of the programs, the veterans and the brotherhood. I was just on a program with Joe Cadwell, promoting the veterans in the group called Grit Northwest. Shout out to Joe Cadwell. He's also a Navy veteran. And obviously, thank you for all the veterans out there, because I'm sure we have veterans out there, veteran parents out there recognizing our people. I was also excited to hear our new bully director is a Marine Corps veteran. So Semper Fi, Lisa, I'm excited to have you on board. That's a very awesome thing. So without further ado, I want to recognize our veteran apprentices. The first one on our list is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, Taylor Blair. Thank you, sir. Semper Fi. Next veteran apprentice, U.S. Army veteran, John Dickerson. Next on our list, U.S. Marine Corps veteran, Michael Gray. Next veteran, USMC veteran, U.S. Army veteran, William Keith Shanton. And I'll go back to my other Marine Corps veteran, U.S. Marine Corps veteran, David Kritzer. U.S. Army veteran, Colin Tomini. And a U.S. Army veteran, Trevor Tyree. Also, he is the co-chair of our Veterans in the Brotherhood, along with our other U.S. Navy veteran, Chairman Richard O'Neill. So thank you, all you veterans out there. I hope I see you in the Veterans in the Brotherhood meeting. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for being part of our organization.
Thank you. Thanks, Dale. Really appreciate
My pleasure.
having you here. So, this event and this day, obviously, this is about the celebration and recognition of all of our apprentices that have recently graduated to journey level workers. But it's not often that we get an opportunity for me to recognize our staff as well. And, I made that comment earlier about we have some of the contractors rather let me know we've got the best apprentices that we've ever had. Well, that doesn't happen by accident. It's because we have a team of dedicated professionals here at the training center that have set the bar extremely high for themselves when it comes to the type of product that we're trying to basically develop here with the education that we're bringing to our apprentices. Not only the technical skills that we're working on, but we've also got some amazing leaders in our program that coach and mentor and train our apprentices on a regular basis on leadership skills as well. So with that, I'm going to take a few minutes here, if it's okay with you, and I want to recognize our staff. So first and foremost, our coordinators here. So our coordinators, obviously, they're responsible, for managing our apprentices and making sure their apprentices get what they need to successfully get through the program. But along with that, all of our coordinators as well, they teach classes. And this is a new kind of a model here at PNCI that wasn't traditionally done. And we felt as a team, it was really important for our coordinators to have the opportunity to spend the time with the apprentices in a classroom environment so they could get to know them. And our coordinators are amazing, right? They're very, very good at communicating with each other. They work excellent as a team, right? And they communicate with each other, and they do their best to make sure that they're taking care of our apprentices at all time. And so I'm super, super proud of you as a group. We've got some new folks that are in the process of still kind of figuring this out and learning their positions. But as a unit and as a group, our coordinators are doing a great job. So thanks, guys, for all that you do in helping our apprentices and managing them, right? Next up. So behind the scenes, right? We go back one just to our administrative staff. So unless you work here full time, you really don't have a full understanding of everything that goes on behind the scenes to make sure that we have a successful program when it comes to the education of both our apprentices and journey level workers. And we're really super blessed here at PNCI because we have a talented group of people here that support us, not only, the upfront kind of administrative team that works with Azadeh, but also, Diana as well, executive assistant, and then our accounting team with Nancy and Lori and Candy, and David, our tech integration specialist. David's hair used to be, he had a ponytail when he first came to work here at PNCI a couple of years ago. So, but all of you and Meg and Career Connections, all of you, we appreciate everything that you do every day. And this is probably just about as good a time as any to talk about what our team has gone through. Like many of you, and you have seen in your respective businesses or our apprentices out working for the contractors, you know, COVID really pulled the rug out from underneath this, right? And not only was it a priority here, obviously from day one, about keeping our students and our staff safe, right, which is the top priority, but we basically had to kind of rebuild the way that we do our business and handle our operations here at PNCI as a team. And we referred oftentimes to building an airplane in the air, right? So our team has done a great job of adapting, of being flexible, of working together, right, during COVID to make sure that we were able to bring classes back online as quickly as possible and be able to develop, you know, online content along with, you know, bringing classes back in here to the training center. So for everybody on the admin team, I certainly appreciate you and all the hard work and the value and everything that you do for PNCI. All right, got a couple more groups to recognize here. So where the rubber hits the road, right, is our instructional staff, okay? And we talked about the compliment earlier about the amazing apprentices that we have. Well, I will put our instructional team up against any instructional team in the nation in terms of their dedication, right, to making sure that our apprentices are getting a top-notch education, right? So thank you so much to both our full-time instructors, and we got some very, very talented part-time instructors too as well that help us out. So to our instructors, you are truly appreciated. And I know a lot of you are listening in right now, and a lot of you have personal relationships with these men and women that have graduated from the program, and I know that you're proud of them too. So thank you, our instructors, for everything that you do to make sure that we're staying at a really, really high level when it comes with the education and knowledge and training that our apprentices and journey level workers are getting. All right, good job. And I absolutely love these pictures that we have here. And you know, Charlene and the team that worked on this training and presentation, you've done a great job. I'm going to go ahead and give you a shout out a little bit later, but I really, really like all the effort and detail and everything that went into this presentation today. So I think we're getting close here to something that's pretty exciting coming up. We've got some excitement planned for today, right? And we have a raffle, and Miguel Montano, our assistant director, is going to pop in here and he's going to take you through the raffle. So again, a couple things before we get going here. You got a few more minutes. You know, we're gonna be taking the names of all the new graduates today, and Miguel's got a great system in place to kind of mix all those names up so that we can choose out the different folks that are the winners of the prize. So make sure that we've got a name associated with your phone number out there. And also, again, for those of you who haven't done that yet, we are going to be mailing out, right, a box to you with your diploma, right, with some gifts from our sponsors and some gifts from us. And so make sure we've got a current address for you. But before we bring Miguel up, who was really excited to do this raffle for you, I wanted to make sure that we gave Miguel a special shout out as assistant director, as you know, curriculum development director, but also Miguel does all our scheduling for us. And if there's one thing that's been impacted by COVID, it's been how we schedule. You know, we used to be able to set all these classes up like 6 months in advance and have all that set to go. Well, you know, COVID again threw us kind of all on our ear, so to speak. And so Miguel, so proud of you and the way that you work with our instructional team, right, our coordinators and an admin team, and for all your hard work and everything. You're truly appreciated, right, for all your talent and your dedication. And I'm excited that you're gonna lead us through the raffle here. So Miguel went to work and picked out some amazing raffle gifts that were basically, we could have those for you because of our great sponsors. So Miguel, take it away, brother. You're up.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much. How much do I owe you now for those nice words?
Oh, come on.
Oh man.
Well, maybe I could put my name in the hat.
Oh, there you go. There
Right.
you go. And definitely want to also give a shout out to all our sponsors that made this possible. This year's gifts are, we kind of were able to raise the bar a little bit more, get a few more gifts than we usually do. And when we have our, ceremony in person, this has always been one of my favorite parts of it. So I feel privileged to be able to do this. So without further ado, my lovely assistant, Mr. Sam Moles, is got a system set up where it goes online. We put everybody that's present into a random name generator, and he clicks find me a random name, and your name will pop up, and then he will read out that name. So first up, we have a Makita 12-volt multi-tool. And if anybody keeps up with Wheel of Fortune, that game show, the retail price of this is $3 million. No, just kidding. It has a retail price of about $200, and it's a fine quality multi-tool oscillating tool. And those of you who've been fortunate enough to use one of these, you know how handy they are. So if I can get a virtual drum roll, everybody have a drum roll in your head going. Sam Moles, tell us, who's the winner of the Makita?
All right, Miguel, we're mixing up the names right now.
You got to make little computer noises, Sam. Boop, 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 kind of like that.
Right. It's Bryson Veray.
All right.
Bryson.
Congratulations, sir. And I have to say, the way we're going to get this to you is to make sure that you update your PNCI address on your account at pnci.org. So please make sure that you go into pnci.org, log in, and make sure your address is up to date. And we will be shipping this out to you. All right. Next item, please. All right, rigid cordless driver sets. These are also a 12-volt, very handy set. Actually had another tool picked out for this prize, another brand actually. But when I went and I looked at the torque specifications for this, I started drooling. So I said, this is the one we're going. Also retails for about $200. Sam, mix them up. Let's see who the winner of this one is.
All right, next name. I'm not very good with making computer noises. It is DSC Ventura.
Woohoo! Nice. Way to go. Way to go. All right.
I'll be your audio backup noise for you guys.
Right on. Right now, I'm understanding why the NFL wanted the phony crowd noises pumped in stadiums. It's really hard. All right, we're missing every one of you. That's just a sign of the times, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, we have Porter Cable cordless drill set. These are 20-volt systems. Comes with 2 battery chargers and a drill driver motor, and also an impact driver motor. Very, very strong set. Also retails right at around $200. So Sam, who is the lucky winner of our Porter Cable cordless drill set?
All right, mixing names again. It is Chantel Chase.
Way to go, Chantel. Woohoo!
Wow, Chantel, and I believe as also an apprentice of the year, right?
Yes.
So doubly blessed. All right. Okay, here we go. Next item up for bid here is, well, I wish it was for bid, tool bags. These are CLC leather lined tool bags, actually retailed for about $220. Really nice set of bags, should last a pretty good long time. This was the most versatile as far as sizing that I could find in a price point that was reasonable, that comes from a reputable manufacturer. CLC is making these. So, Sam, who is the winner of these wonderful tool bag sets?
All right, scrambling up the names. It is Alex Fox.
Woohoo! Way to go, Alex.
All right, congratulations. Okay, now we're getting to the top two prizes. We have a DeWalt compressor with a hose and nail gun. The complete sets retails for nearly $300. So with that, Sam, who is the lucky winner of our DeWalt compressor hose and nail gun?
Here we go. It is, drum roll, Anthony Reed.
Way to go, Anthony.
Can you repeat that?
Anthony T. Reed.
Way to go, Anthony. Woohoo!
All right. And now the grand prize, a DeWalt cordless tool kit, impact driver, driver drill, cordless saw, vibro tool, and a sander with 2 batteries and a charger and a wonderful bag to carry all that in. And the winner is, I can tell you who the winner is. It's Mike Haas. No, it's Miguel. No, it's Sam. No, Sam, who's the winner?
It is Antonio L. Tingley.
Way to
All
go,
right, Tony.
Antonio. So that's awesome. So Miguel, we're going to mail these out. Is that right? Are we?
That is correct. We're going to be mailing these out. Some of them are going to be coming directly from the manufacturer to
Right.
you. So we definitely need you to go into pnci.org, update your address. And that is true for all of our participants here today, all of our graduates. We also, Mike mentioned that we have a goodie bag going out to all you all because you're all winners. The proof of you being here right now is the proof of that, right? So with that said, make sure your address is up to date because you will be getting a gift card and a couple small tools headed your way.
Nice.
All right, Mike, there you go.
Miguel, awesome job, brother. Way to go. So kind of just to wrap up right here before we get off. So we'd never done a virtual graduation ceremony before, right? So I said, what do you think? Should we get a team of people together to start kind of, bouncing some ideas off? Well, let me tell you, it didn't take this team long, to have a plan and get moving. And we put this together pretty quickly, I think, in just a couple months. So I want to give, Azadeh and Miguel, I mentioned Charlene earlier, as well as Sam, right? Amber and Meg, worked on this initial survey that went out to all the apprentices so we can get your picture and your quotes. And Daniel helping us kind of as the producer of the show today. And I just want to let everybody know on the team, right, what a great job that they did. And here's the reality of this, right? We're hoping that this group that's graduating this year, we can be back with you and have this thing back live in April. And we're going to be looking at that and saying, okay, what would happen if we maybe bounce it out for a couple months so we can meet live? Obviously, all of this hinges on COVID and a vaccine and a bunch of things that we don't know about right now, but more to come on that. So for those family members that are listening in today, your son and daughter are where they're at today because of your support, right? So we recognize all the hard work that it goes into graduating from a 4-year, 8,000 hours, 700 hours of education, training, and make sure for our new journey level workers out there, I know you do already, but make sure your family knows how much that you appreciate their help and support so you can celebrate this together. And I just want to let you know that I'm excited for you. I am so proud of you, and I'm really excited about the future here in the Pacific Northwest with our evolving leaders. But remember that we're here, right? We're not going away. And just like you've committed, right, to the importance of training in your apprenticeship, you need to have that same sort of enthusiasm and commitment to lifelong learning, right? To continue to develop yourselves as professionals. And so make sure that you stick with us. We've got a lot of exciting things happening right now online with our hybrid classes and our online classes. The team has done an amazing job with that. And probably lastly here, this has been a tough 7 or 8 months on all of us. My gosh, if COVID wasn't enough, we've gone through wildfires. We've gone through a lot of things in our lives now in terms of movements and elections and all sorts of things that are happening. around us, right? But at the end of the day, just think about taking care of each other, right? You've got brothers and sisters out there and team members that certainly care about you, and you care about them. You've got a staff of folks here that care about you as well. We want to make sure that you still continue to reach out to us, even though you've graduated. If you need any kind of help and support with anything at all, you know that you've got a team of folks here at PNCI that are proud of you and that we have your back. So we're well ahead of schedule here. And I just wanted to kind of circle back, if it's okay, if any of our apprentices of the year, because we had some time built in the presentation for you, if any of our apprentices of the year want a little bit of time here, we've got about maybe 5-6 more minutes. I want to offer that up here for you for a few minutes. If you want to say something, or any of the JATC members want to say something here for the next few minutes, we can work on turning on your camera for you. How does that sound? And if we don't get any action out of that here as a day, we can just wrap up a few minutes early. All right. I think we're good to go. So again, super proud of all of our new graduates in the program, the men and
I
women.
see one hand raised.
Okay, what do we got?
I'm looking right now.
All right.
It's Adriana De Dios.
Oh, Adriana, nice. All right.
Yeah, somehow I muted it.
There you are.
Yeah, can you guys see me though?
We can, but you need to turn your video on. We just got your picture.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I'm not familiar with this.
That's okay. That's okay. And if you can't get your camera on, you just talk. You go, girl, because we can hear you.
Yeah, no, well, I just wanted to say thank you. I know that it's a lot of steps to get us where we are now. So I appreciate all the instructors and everybody who helped us get to where we are now. So, and everybody who's in charge of helping organize and, you know, and everybody who just gets us there, period. So thank you. Thank
You're
you all.
welcome. All right. I'll wait here if we got anybody else. Wanted to make sure I got a good shout out to our team down in Tangent. You know, we got our Mid-Valley committee down there. We got our contractors helping us out, and John, our instructors down there. I know we got a lot of apprentices on the call with us from your guys' area down there, and just want to let you all know how much we appreciate all the hard work and everything that goes into our Tangent facility. Thanks. Thank you. Anybody else, Shar?
I don't see anyone else's hand raised, so.
Okay. All right. Well, stay safe, stay strong. And we look forward, whether you're a JTC member or new journey level graduate, right? We look forward to seeing you in the near future. So everybody, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so proud of you. I had a great time today doing this. This was a whole lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. But again, that's because our staff did a great job of putting together a great day for you. And thanks to all of our panelists, right? Shout out to Lisa as our keynote, and everybody have a great weekend, and go Beavs.
Thank you, Michael.
In there, huh, Mike?
All right, take care.